Hey guys, my name is Moon and welcome back for more Tsukihime, A Piece of Blue Glass Moon. So last time we met this very interesting teacher of ours, right? The new homeroom teacher, Miss Noelle. So let us continue. Let's see what happens today. The nape of my neck is strangely warm. It feels swollen. Maybe that's why I don't remember where I'm going. Night covers the city like water from a leaky pipe. It's far more lively than this morning. The shining headlights of cars, the throngs of people that the station swallows up and spits out. The number of uniformed students has dropped drastically, and brightly clothed people now own the streets. I rise from the bench I was sitting on. It's time. I start towards the shopping district, though I have no reason to go there. Look at that, man. Vandalized? Yeah. I slip into a side street away from the main avenue. It's more of an alley than a street. Is this even safe though? There's no one around. Completely silent. No sign of life. Nothing except the rustling from in there. The light from the vending machines is blinding. A modern convenience at odds with this place. I hurry past the glaring brightness. I make for the darkness befitting of the night. The shadowy places more confined and further from prying eyes. I place my hands on the rusted fence. If I can open this and go inside, I can. Oh no, who's this? It sounds like a kid. The voice stops me in my tracks. I come back to my senses in a daze. I don't understand. Why did I come here? And why was I trying to go in there? Who's this? I turn around and find a strange girl standing in front of the vending machines. It seems she wants to buy a drink but doesn't have any change. Honestly, in an area like this, I just give the money. You don't know who this person is and this is in an alley, right? Who knows, maybe she'd stab you, right? If you don't give her 100 yen. I'm not sure if it's the guilt I feel at losing myself or I just can't bring myself to refuse. But I hand the girl 100 yen. Oh, by the way, I forgot to increase the volume for this person. Who is this? This new? Okay. That's why I was like, why is the volume for this girl very low? Or her voice, I mean. The girl pushes my money through the coin slot and presses a button. She picks up the can that is dispensed. And then scrunches her face in a frown. I check my phone. The clock informs me it's 7:40 without a hint of mercy. I only have 20 minutes until my curfew. In a panic, I make the dash out of the alleyway. When from behind, the girl calls out to me again. The girl tosses the canned drink to me. Surprise, I catch it. Didn't she buy this herself though? I mean, technically that was mine because that was my money. The girl voices her displeasure and walks past me briskly. I rush away as well. What kind of brother, no, what kind of human being breaks his curfew on the first day? I've got to get back now or else Akiha will rip me a new one. But didn't we need to go to the diner? Or what, weren't we going there? She's probably here, waiting for us.
ただいま。
I open and close the door as quietly as possible and sneak into the lobby so I make sure my greeting isn't too loud or too quiet. It's 1 minute before 8. My mad dash from the station narrowly got me home on time, but I feel like I'm gonna throw up. That hill is a killer. I totally forgot that my downhill path to school means I have to climb uphill to get back home.
お帰りなさいませ、四季様。お疲れとは存じますが、お部屋に戻る前に執務室においでください。
執務室ですか。
I should have guessed that being called to the office meant Akiha wasn't happy with me.
寄り道をするのは金銭に余裕があるからでしょう。今回の罰として兄さんの月々の交友費を2割ほど減らすことにします。
20%? How much is his monthly allowance though? My punishment doled out to me the moment I entered the office without any chance to explain myself. I guess I didn't realize I would be getting money each month from my sister and now it's already been slashed. I hope you're happy, old man. Akiha is even stricter than you were.
でもそれはないだろう。俺は門限は守ったんだぞ。まあ日が暮れる前にってのは守れなかったけど。
あら、それは意外でした。私と約束を交わした自覚はあったんですね。
いやー、それがつい忘れてたみたいで。
兄さん、私も言い忘れていました。罰の追加として、今夜の夕食は抜きとします。
What is this place, man?
あ
She's a tyrant, yeah, really. If she's this angry when I actually make my curfew, I don't know whether I'll survive if I actually miss it. She's so strict. He made it back in time, but still, he has punishment. I trudged back across the lobby on my way to my room. Despite my protest, I wasn't able to convince Akiha to let me have dinner, though she did agree to only decrease my allowance by 10%, a singular but important victory as an older brother.
四季さん、四季さん。
She's probably gonna give us food.
琥珀さん
Are you gonna give us food, Kohaku? Kohaku calls out to me before I arrive at my room. Hidden in the corner of the hallway, she seems to have reverted to her conspirator mode from this morning.
もうダメですよ。今日ぐらいはちゃんと帰ってこないと。いくらなんでも1日目なら言うことを聞いてくれるだろうって、もうありえないぐらい早めに帰ってきてたんですから。
帰ってきてたって誰がですか？
そんなの決まって。いえ、なんでもございません。
What? She was here so early, expecting that you would be too. Is she talking about Hisui?
それはともかくとして、夕食抜きは使用人として見過ごせません。
Hisui or Akiha?
ですので、お部屋の方に軽食をご用意しておきました。おにぎりとお味噌汁という簡単なものですが。
I mean, food is food. What a thoughtful housekeeper. It was the same with my phone this morning. She's being so nice to me even though it might get her in trouble with Akiha.
でもいいんですか？俺はすごく助かりますけど。
はい、四季さんの健康に関わることですもの。それに、これは翡翠ちゃんも同意していますから、秋葉様に見つかっても、二人で謝れば許していただけますよ。
そうか、あの子も。
Despite how stoic she looks, she's pretty thoughtful. I guess she took pity on me having to go without dinner, though she didn't show it.
四季さん、あの子じゃないのです。翡翠ちゃんですっ
ああ、うん、わかってる。でも、まだうまく話せないから、気軽に名前で呼ぶのは申し訳ない気がして。
いいえ、それはいけません。ひどいお話です。翡翠ちゃんはああ見えてとっても優しいんですから。四季さんもどうかこれからは気軽に家族と思って翡翠ちゃんと呼んであげてくださいな。
Kohaku looks straight at me. Maybe I have been a little unfair to Hisui. She's looking out for me just like Kohaku is, so I should give her a break.
わかりました。これからは何があっても翡翠ちゃん、いや、ちゃん付けはさすがに恥ずかしいんで、翡翠の名前を呼びます。
はい、それは大変ようございます。
Kohaku bids me a good evening and returns to the first floor. In my heart, I give thanks to my guardian angel, the Nightingale of the Tono Mansion. The Nightingale? No doubt they're delicious if Kohaku made them. I like the Nightingale, yeah. Nice nickname.
いいお湯だった。
After I scarfed down Kohaku's onigiri, Hisui came to tell me the bath was available, and by the time I returned to my room, it's 9 p.m. It's a little too early to sleep. He actually put curtains there, I guess. Yeah. Even though on the next room, I mean, last time we just showed that it was like, what do you call that? A living room, I guess? A small living room there with some tables and chairs. All I have to do is read textbooks. And I'm not feeling particularly tired. If I have time to kill anyway, what do we do here then? How about we go and talk with Akiha? Yeah. Go to the parlor and talk with Akiha. I made Akiha angry today. I like to try and talk a bit, try to cover this distance between us, or rather, try to tear down this barbed wire wall. But it's late, so she may be my sister, but it's not right to show up at a lady's room without an invitation.
そもそもあいつの部屋、どこだよって話だしな。東館の奥の方かな。
I'll ask Hisui or Kohaku sometime. For now, I'll try the parlor. I know she spends time there after dinner, so it's possible I could still find her.
Oya, 一日ぶりだね、四季君。一晩経って遠野に戻ってきた実感は出てきたかい？
Against this guy again with the mask. I narrowly stifle a cry of surprise. In the parlor is a strange bandaged man I met yesterday, Goto Saiki. I wonder who this guy or what this guy is technically, right?
こんばんは。佐伯ゴートさんでしたよね。
佐伯だけでいい。名前というものは認めるに値する人間にしか口にされたくないものだからね。
Goto Saiki smiles scornfully as he speaks.
少し驚きました。こんな時間に来訪ですか？
I offer a remark of my own, ignoring his obvious provocation. Still, I don't know the first thing about this guy, and until I do, I won't have a clue as to how I should respond to what he says.
こんな時間？ああ、消灯前だったか。牧久氏が残した悪い伝統の一つだな。0時を迎える前に屋敷の火を落とし、住民に眠りを強要する。彼は夜を嫌悪していた。いや、正確には夜に起きることか。 ここは洋館としての作りも土地が持つ歴史も素晴らしいものだが、この決まりだけはいただけない。遠野家の当主が夜から目を背けるなぞ。
それが何か。夜通し騒ぐよりははるかにマシな規則ですけど。
I find myself defending my father despite my own issues with the policy. It feels like any slight against him is a slight against Akiha as well.
勘に触ったかね。結構少しは立場をわきまえているようだ。感動された身であっても父親の名誉を守る。牧久氏はいい息子を持ったな。
Makihisa.
こんな時間に来訪するのは非常識ではと聞いているんですが。
非常識ではないよ。遅めの仕事を終えて自分の家に帰ってくる。これはごく自然な日常では。
I'm taken aback. One of my once own home, is he saying he belongs in the mansion? But he said yesterday that he wasn't a relative.
失礼。少々気の早い返答だった。私はよそ者だ。宿泊用に部屋を与えられているが、立場的には賓客だ。今はまだ。
Goto's psyche gets up from the sofa with a low chuckle. He must have mean to leave the parlor.
今夜は部屋に資料を取りに来ただけだよ、四季君。仕事を終えてというのは嘘でね。宗谷の土地開発はこれからだ。まだ片付けなくてはいけない案件が山ほどある。今夜は寝ずの番というやつさ。私が牧久氏を非難したのはこういうことだ。現代のビジネスに昼も夜もない。夜になれば朝を待つだけなんて身の毛もよだつ方針だ。いつまでも前時代の気分で会社を回されては、これを引き継ぐ者が迷惑する。
Very mysterious guy, man. Very, very mysterious indeed. Goto's psyche exits to the hall. I hear Kohaku's voice coming from the lobby, so she must be seeing him out. Based on what I just heard, I think I can assume that my father and Goto's psyche weren't on good terms. Now, I am in an inexplicably foul mood. I'll talk with Akiha later. I'll just head back to my room and go to bed. It's 10 o'clock. The lights in the room go out automatically. Apparently things are set up so that all the lights in the mansion go out when it hits 10, aside from those in the office. Manually flipping the switch should turn a room lights back on again, but that's intended for emergency only. They'd probably catch me if I tried to use my room's nightstand light. And I'm not allowed to go outside my room after 10 either.
こっそりスタンドライトでも買ってくるとか。
They have a little foldable ones about the size of a cell phone these days. And this is just way too early for lights out anyway, you slice it. Wait, isn't this a light though? Yeah, the one in the next sim? Okay. What did he say again? Oh, okay, I understand.
必要はないか。基本夜は寝るものだし。
Like, can they actually see inside? I mean, I guess, like from the outside, if you open the light, right, and then everything is closed, when you open, let's say, the night light, of course, it's a little bit brighter, but it's gonna show the light from the outside, right? Or it's gonna show the light outside, even if a little bit.
試験期間の時なら就寝時間も延ばしてもらえるだろう。
I change into the clean pajamas set aside for me and crawl into bed. Ever since I was injured in an accident, part of me has resisted lying down like this. I used to hate letting my body get comfortable, and even more so if it meant sleeping in a soft bed. From what I hear, it caused a lot of trouble for Keiko when I first stayed with the Arimas. I always slept like a rock, but I hated going to sleep.
よし、寝るか。
Maybe him going to sleep every time, yeah, because of his accident, right? It reminded him of what do you call those lines, I guess, that he sees whenever he takes his glasses off. That's why he doesn't want to sleep. Maybe. Or maybe because his time in the hospital. I don't know. I announce it to myself, even though it should go without saying. I take off my glasses and close my eyes. I only had trouble sleeping when I was a child. Now, once I close my eyes, I can fall asleep just as well as... And then he fell asleep that fast. Honestly, Shiki needs to lock his doors, right? Because if he removes his glasses, ain't that super dangerous when he opens his eyes? Like he might accidentally do something? A strange cry washes over my ears like a wave. It's a wolf, the howl of an animal. It sounds too high to be a dog. It rings in my eardrums. Is it howling at the moon? There's a gnawing pit in my stomach. The howling brings on a headache. The sound doesn't stop. It's like a bullet rattling around the inside of my skull.
もう、やかましい。
I throw on my glasses and open my eyes. The dog is still howling somewhere outside the window. The clock has just struck 11. How am I supposed to sleep like this?
くそ。なんなんだよ、この鳴き声。
It sounds like it's coming from the outside of the mansion. I seriously doubt I can fall asleep like this.
仕方がないか。犬がうるさいなんて、警察に電話しても取り合ってもらえないだろうし。
I get up from the bed and change into my school uniform. What? School uniform? The others must be having trouble sleeping too. I am the only man in the mansion, so I should go see what's happening. I head outside. The night is eerily still, like it's been frozen in place. The moon is hidden by clouds. Even the light from the lamppost is perfectly constant, like splotches of fallen paint on a canvas. Strangely enough, the howling seems weaker now that I'm outside. Or is it fading away? It doesn't matter. The nagging pain it's causing isn't in my ears but my brain and eyes. Hearing it sets my heart pumping and my whole body on edge, a feeling I can't control at all.
さい。
Each step feels very heavy. I've lost some feeling in the tips of my fingers. Then I realize something. I can see my breath, a pale white against the cold. It's quiet outside the estate, like someone hit the pause button. My shadow is the only thing moving in this motionless world. I feel thirsty for some reason. The high walls bordering the estate stretch alongside the darkened road. I warm my numbing fingers with my breath, walking towards where I suspect the dogs have gathered. Oh my god. Someone killed it though. All thought ceases. Under the distant streetlight is something I've never seen before. Something no one should ever see. An incomprehensible sight. Yeah, a dog half melted. What is that? Oh! A long blade pointed downward. No, come on, don't show it to me. What is that? A howl dissolving with the dog. What is that? A blade stabbing down. What is that? A roar that makes me question my sanity. Or maybe a sudden gale? As the wave threatening to rupture my eardrums disappears, so does the howling and the dog along with it. So it's probably like a monster, I guess? Because yeah, it disappeared, right? Like they never existed in the first place. Dissolve into nothingness without a trace. Is this an illusion? What I'm seeing is a hallucination, that or a dream. Is this an illusion? A strange figure stands under the light cut out from the darkness. Is it wearing a coat? The silhouette in the thick coat doesn't seem to have noticed me standing here yet. My throat grows dry, my whole body is sweating. The night air sticks to my skin. Despite just standing here, I feel a pressure like I'm at the bottom of the ocean. A language from a far-off land enters my ears. How about you just go inside? This is so scary. I'm so dizzy, it feels like I could pass out. I'm narrowly able to muster some strength in my legs and prevent myself from falling. Then he comes closer. Oh, he's gone. All I see is an ordinary empty public road. I gasp as my lungs hungrily suck in oxygen. I hadn't noticed, but it seems I hadn't been properly breathing ever since I left the main gate. There's no howling to be heard anymore. I leave behind the terrible vision I've seen. I return to my room. It didn't seem like the others are still awake. I guess I was the only one bothered by the howling. It's strange. My head is still pounding.
あれなんで震えてるんだろう俺
My fingers are quivering. I mean, you've seen something, man. For the first time in your life, you've seen something like that. Even, let's say that dog was not really a dog. Let's say it was a monster. I mean, of course, they're gonna be like, oh my god, what did I just see? And then the guy there, a creepy guy, right? With a spear, I guess. My whole body shivers, my spine is freezing. If I were to compare to something, it's like my spinal cord has been torn out and replaced with a pillar of ice. Nausea hits me like a sack of bricks. Is this my usual anemia? It feels like the contents of my head are being dumped out onto the floor. I see something I don't want to see on the way down. Oh no, the lines. Even with my glasses, I can see the lines. Bile arises into my throat as my eyes recoil from the sight. The result of trying to avoid seeing them this past 7 years. My mind can't take this. I feel sick. The dizziness from my anemia has my stomach trying to escape through my throat.
嘘だろ。どうなってるんだこれ。
I don't understand. As long as my eyes are open, the scribbles continue to invade my senses.
悪い夢だ。
I somehow make it to my bed. Yes, I should just go to sleep. That's the quickest way to deny the reality in front of me. My body won't move how I want it to. So I'll just stay like this, like a corpse. I'll just sleep like a puppet with its strings cut. Yeah, this game, Tsukihime, I mean, it's, I guess, much more intense or much more scarier, I suppose, when you compare it to Witch and the Holy Night. Witch and the Holy Night sure had some battles on that story, but it was mostly like slice of life, and I really enjoyed that part. Them just having fun and positivity, all that feels good moments, I suppose. But yeah, for this one, it seems like it's gonna be maybe a little bit of the opposite, more on being a much more serious story. It was something a master once told me. The lines that I see are parts that break more easily, the same as how a human body has weaknesses, like the joints or the eyes. I can cut anything without worrying about resistance or friction, just by lighting or lightly tracing the lines with a blade. Whether it's a human body or an inanimate object, there are lines in all that I see.
よく聞いてね、シキ。あらゆるものは壊れてしまうという運命を内包しているの。形がある以上、こればっかりは逃れようのない前提でしょ。
In other words, the world is stitched up. It's only ever a step away from breaking apart. Say the scribbles run across the earth. Then one day, for maybe no reason at all, the ground would come apart and everything would break. That's what my reality is like.
そして、私たち人間はさらに細かく壊れやすい。怪我も回復も老化も成長も流星も衰弱もすべては終わりに近づく変化だから。
I never felt more thankful for Master's glasses than when I first came to understand those words. I couldn't have survived if I had to see those lines all the time. Fragile lines in all things, an unbound, unstable world. Nothing can be gained from seeing them, nothing at all. A lot of, let's say, power with eyes, right? Remember in Witch in the Holy Night, Aoko's sister, right? Toko? She has powers in her eyes as well. Awake from an old memory. Feeling the light through my eyelids, I reach over to the other side of the bed. So I guess if you have something like this, I mean this, in this universe, in this fate, let's say fade, what universe? Nasu-verse? I don't know. But technically if you have powers in your eyes, that means you are like a really special, I suppose, right? Like you're not, let's say, ordinary, because yeah, look at Aoko, right? Aoko doesn't have any like power from her eyes, right? My glasses are gone, As the worry creeps in, I tried the other side of the pillow where I find my glasses waiting for me. I usually make sure to place them on my left, so it must be because of that awful headache I had last night. I put on my glasses before I open my eyes. The ritual would probably look strange to anyone who saw it, but I try to avoid seeing the lines even from the moment I wake up.
おはようございます。四季様。
I look over towards the source of the voice to find a girl in a maid uniform standing by the wall. I didn't even notice her. It seems she's been there a while too. She must be here for the same reason as yesterday, to make sure I don't oversleep.
そっか、ごめん。驚くのはおかしかった。おはよう翡翠。起こしに来てくれてありがとう。
それが私の役割ですから。どうかお気になさらないようお願いします。
Izui lowers her head solemnly. She stops and raises it back, up in one fluid motion.
いえ、驚かすのが仕事ということではなく、明日は四季様を驚かせないよう努力いたします。
Izui can be a little strange sometimes. I get the impression that while she's a perfect maid, she's not quite used to speaking with people.
いや、翡翠には何の問題もないと思うよ。まだ慣れていない俺が悪いんだ。
I get up from the bed and realize that I'm wearing pajamas. I remember changing into my uniform to see what was up without howling, and then I passed out on the bed after coming back. Doesn't he have any other clothes? I just realized, yeah, when he went outside earlier, he changed into his school uniform, right? Doesn't he have normal clothes or just casual clothes, anything?
おかしい
Weird.
な。俺制服のまま眠ったと思うんだけど。
はい。あのままではお体に悪いので、姉さんに来てもらって、寝巻きに着替えさせていただきました。
Oh. Isui plainly explains what happened. Oh, that makes sense. They changed my clothes for me. And then he's gonna shout here. Wanna bet? I don't know if there is anything especially unhealthy about sleeping in my uniform, but I guess it could get wrinkled. They sure are professional maids. Hold up.
着替えだって。
Yeah, it's gonna be like shocked. You changed my clothes? I quickly check my pants and underwear. Both look brand new as well.
翡翠、
はい。何でしょう。
気を使ってくれたのは嬉しいんだけど、これからは何としても起こしてくれ。着替えっていうのはほら、やっぱり自分でやるものだし。
I look down, embarrassed. Hisui, on the other hand, simply nods in affirmation.
学校の制服はそちらに畳んであります。着替えがお済みになられましたら、今においでください。
はあ、普通なら気がつくもんだけど、そんなに疲れてたのか、俺。
There's no point in dwelling on it. I can't change what's already happened, so I should just change and head down for breakfast. My uniform is folded up neatly. She's even gone to the trouble of ironing the shirt. It feels like putting on a new shirt for the first time. Don't you actually take a bath when you go to school? No. Like I watched a video back then, like a day in a life. Yeah, Japanese, or I don't know, maybe it's just that person, right? Wakes up, doesn't take a bath, just what do you call this? Brush his teeth, wash his face, but doesn't take a bath and then just goes to work. Like, I mean, for me, usually, yes, when you go outside, you always take a bath, right? I don't know. Akiha and Kohaku are already in the parlor. Like, do Japanese people do that? I mean, they don't take a bath when they go out? Or in the morning? Or go to school or whatever? Having probably finished breakfast some time ago, Akiha is gracefully sipping a cup of tea. Now let's greet Akiha here. Hello, Akiha. Good morning.
やあ、おはよう、アキハ。
I decided to greet Akiha first.
おはようございます、兄さん。挨拶に覇気が見られませんが、昨夜はきちんと眠れましたか？今にも倒れそうな顔をしていますが。
あいにくこれが地顔だよ。朝から覇気に満ちた挨拶とか、俺に期待しないでくれ。
Regardless of what happened last night, I wish she wouldn't think I'm some delinquent just because I sound tired.
おはようございます、四季さん。朝食でしたら食堂でお出しいたしますので、いつでもお声掛けくださいね。
I like how opposite the maids are. Like Kohaku and I guess Shiki, they would fit well together, and then Hisui and Akiha, right? But in this one, yeah, it's quite the opposite. Shiki is with Hisui, and then Akiha is with Kohaku. Meanwhile, Kohaku is radiating warmth and kindness. The contrast reminds me of the North Wind in the Sun fable. Hey, didn't we know this from the Witch and the Holy Night? The North Wind in the Sun fable?
ありがとうございます。でも、アキハはもう済ませたのか？見たところ食後のお茶みたいだけど。
当然です。兄さんがどんな時間に起床しようと構いませんが、せめて朝食ぐらいは余裕を持って済ませてください。7時を過ぎて朝食をとるなんて、たるんでいる証拠です。
I stopped myself from saying that eating after 7 is normal. For most people's, nothing about this place is normal.
そういうアキハは何時に起きるんだよ。
5時には起床しますけど、何か？
すみません。参りました。
After hearing her reply so nonchalantly, I decide it's futile to mount any sort of argument. She did it with such ease too, a perfect counter.
参りましたとは、何に対してですか？
いや、なんでも。にしても、そんな早くに起きてどうするんだ？遅刻対策か？
ですね、よほどのトラブルがない限り、時間に遅れるなんてことはありません。兄さんの学校はここから徒歩で30分ほどなんでしょ？そう遠くない場所なんですから、遅刻なんかしないでくださいね。恥ずかしいですから。
She sure is prickly, but she isn't wrong. I can't exactly argue with her. As the head of the family, it is Akiha's responsibility to mind the reputation of the Tono name.
はいはい。成績はともかく、遅刻はしないよう心がけるよ。夜更かしも。
As I utter the words, the strange occurrences of the previous night spring to mind. I didn't mean to stay up late last night, but no matter how you slice it, that's what ended up happening.
なあ、アキハ。昨日の夜のことだけど、ここって毎晩ああなのか？
はい。
だから、昨日の夜の話だよ。あれじゃあ、アキハたちだって眠れなかっただろ。
昨夜はきちんと熟睡できましたけど。
何の話かって、犬の話に決まってるだろ。夜の11時頃、野犬が吠えっぱなしだったじゃないか。
Akiha and Kohaku share a glance before casting a concerned gaze into my direction. They're looking at me like I'm a madman.
いえ、秋葉には聞かない。琥珀さん、昨日の夜はうるさかったよね。
どうなんでしょうか。確かに昨夜は風が強かったとは思いますけど、深夜の見回りで発見した異常は、四季さんが制服のままベッドの上で眠っていらしたことぐらいですよ。
ああ、それですか。これからは気をつけます。
何かあったの琥珀。
別に何もありませんでしたよ。ちょっと四季さんの寝相が悪かったというだけですから。
Kohaku dodges the question with a
本
smile.
当に二人とも気がつかなかったのか。昨日の夜、30分ぐらい外で野犬が吠えてたのに。ワンワンワンワン、そりゃうるさいったらなかった。
はあはあ、それはワンワンパニックですね。
I can't quite tell if she actually believes me or not. Yeah, it feels like she's just joking around.
まあ、わかりやすく言うと、そういうこと。
ふん。私はそんな覚えはありませんけど。琥珀もないでしょ？
そうですね。四季さんには申し訳ないのですが、そのようなことはなかったと思います。
決まりね。あと考えられるケースといったら、兄さんは犬に吠えられる夢でも見ていたというところかしら。
With how confident they both seem, I'm starting to doubt myself now. Now that I think about it, it was weird. There wasn't even a dog when I went to look. There was a man. No, there can't have been anyone. When they say it like that, it really does start to feel more and more like a dream.
兄さんはまだ屋敷に慣れていないから、そんなたちの悪い夢を見たんでしょう。
Maybe, maybe not.
そうですね。今夜も野犬に吠えられるようでしたら、とびっきり獰猛な番犬でも飼うことにしましょうか。
A malicious smile creeps onto Akiha's lips.
私は時間ですので、お先に失礼します。兄さん、登校中に犬に襲われないよう気をつけてくださいね。
Akiha leaves the parlor with a graceful stride. Kohaku bows to me before leaving to see her off. Okay. I mean, obviously, they don't really believe you. I eat breakfast in the dining room and exit to the lobby. Hisui follows behind me with my bag in hand. I told her I could carry it on my own, but she insisted she hold it at least until the entrance. I guess Akiha isn't the only one that has me at a disadvantage. Or maybe in Hisui's case, I'm just soft. Akiha beats me over the head with her ironclad logic. It's also hard to defy her when her status holds more weight around here than mine. It's the opposite when it comes to Hisui. I'm in a position where I can boss Hisui around, but I couldn't possibly bring myself to. There's something about the way she looks at me. I just want to listen to whatever she says.
四季さん、ちょっと待ってください。
Is that Kohaku? Kohaku hurries down the steps from the second floor. Hisui draws back as Kohaku approaches.
あれ？琥珀さんは秋葉と一緒じゃなかったの？
秋葉様はお車で学校に向かわれますから、今朝は四季さんにお届け物があるので、屋敷に残らせていただいたんです。
お届け物って俺に？
はい、昨日有馬家の方から荷物が届いたんですよ。
A package. A bright smile flashes across Kohaku's face.
いや、俺は自分の荷物は全部持ってきたよ。 もともと向こうで使ってたのは有馬の家のものだったから、自分のものなんて着てる服ぐらいで。
そうなんですか？こちらが届けられたお荷物ですけど。
Kohaku hands me a narrow wooden box about 20 centimeters in length. It's light.
琥珀さん、俺はこんなの見たこともないんだけど。
四季さんのお父様の遺品とのことですけど、四季さんに譲られるようにと遺言があったとか。
あの親父が俺に？
That hardly seems real. Why would a man who forced me out 7 years ago leave me something in his will?
まあいいや。琥珀さん、これ部屋に置いておいて。
Kohaku's eyes are fixated on the box, curiosity plastered all over her face. She's like a kid staring at a birthday present.
じー。
Or maybe she is a kid. I mean, like they just, yeah, all of them are pretty much like the same age, I suppose.
わかりました。中身が気になるんですね、琥珀さんは。
そんなことはないですよ。ただ、どんな贈り物なのか興味があるだけで。
Yeah, sure, whatever you say.
なら開けてみましょう。せーの。
The box opens with a dry clack. What is that? It's inside a thin iron shaft about 15 centimeters long.
鉄の棒だ。
A metal stick? It's a plain thing, unadorned, but it seems to show signs of heavy use. My father must have really not cared for me if he left me something like this. And I seem to recall the rod being thicker and even less decorated.
違いますよ、四季さん。これ、果物ナイフなんじゃないでしょうか。
Root knife? Okay. Kohaku takes the iron shaft out of the box.
ほら、飛び出しナイフってあるじゃないですか。あれと同じみたいです。せーの。
It is a knife, okay. With a metallic noise, a 10 centimeter blade shoots out. It really is a knife.
中の構造は今風のようですが、外側は随分と古いものみたいですね。ほら、裏に年号も書かれています。
Kohaku retracts the blade and hands me the knife. She's right, there's a number just below the grip. The character for 7 read Nana or Shichi, and the character for 9 Yoru or Ya.
姉さん、これ年号じゃない。七つ夜と書かれているだけよ。
Nanatsu Yoru, 7 nights. I look back to see Hisui standing directly behind me, sneaking a glimpse at the knife.
びっくりした。脅かさないでくれ、翡翠。そんな後ろから覗かなくても、見たければ、ほら。
失礼いたしました。その担当があまりに綺麗でしたから、つい。
綺麗？これ、綺麗って言うかな。どっちかっていうと鈍いというか、古臭い感じだけど。
そんなことはありません。由緒正しい鼓動だと思います。
そうなの？俺にはガラクタにしか見えないけど。
Seeing Hisui so resolute about it has stirred my own curiosity. Yeah, not a bad memento now that I look at it.
七つ夜ですか。その果物ナイフの名前でしょうかね。
I don't think many people would bother naming a knife, but it does seem like a relic from a different time. I stow it away in my bag. What, you're gonna bring it to school? It may technically be against the law to carry it around, but one day it couldn't hurt. I'll brag to Arihiko about it, though that depends on if he actually comes to school or not.
四季様、お時間はよろしいのですか？
まずい、そろそろ行かないと間に合わないか。それじゃあ琥珀さん、届け物ありがとう。
Kohaku waves as we leave. So he's bringing a knife to school. I notice a commotion nearby after we exit the main gate.
なんだろう。なんかあっちの方騒がしくないか。
Okay, so I guess we will take a break here. Let's see what commotion is at the front gate, right? But yeah, I mean, we could see in this episode, or I mean, yeah, Akiha is very, very strict. Shiki arrived in time, right? But, or before his curfew, but he still got punished. And I guess, yeah, we're seeing a little bit of the supernatural stuff now. Seeing a dog and then someone there stabbing it. And it doesn't look like a dog. It just probably looks like a dog, but it's probably a monster. Who knows, right? But I guess it's now starting. Or yeah, I guess the real story is slowly starting, right? So anyways, we are gonna continue this and do more of Tsukihime, A Piece of Blue Glass Moon in the next one. So I'll just see you then, guys. Bye bye.